President Trump came to this summit determined to shake more money out of any NATO allies who don't spend at least 2% of their national income on defense.
If Germany, as an example, is paying 1% and they're supposed to be paying 2%, you're talking about billions of dollars.
Canada only spends about 1.4% of its GDP on defense, though it has been going up.
Well, we'll put them on a payment plan, you know.
But Trump didn't seem to know that when he met Justin Trudeau this afternoon.
What are you at? What is your number?
The number we talk about is 70% increase over these past years, including and for the coming years. The president knows well that Canada has been there for every NATO deployment.
Trump seemed to accept the idea that Canada's NATO deployments make up for its low budget, calling Canada only slightly delinquent, as opposed to, say, Germany.
Some are way below 1%, and that's unacceptable. And then if something happens, we're supposed to protect them, and it's not really fair.
It's not the first time Trump has appeared to question whether the U.S. would honor its treaty obligation to defend a NATO member that doesn't pay enough. Those public doubts have made this summit unusually tense, and that tension was on full display as Trump met with French President Emmanuel Macron and talked about ISIS terrorists held prisoner in Syria.
Many are from France, many are from Germany, many are from UK. They're mostly from Europe. And some of the countries are agreeing. I have not spoken to the president about that. Would you like some nice ISIS fighters?
Look,
I can give
if you look at the situation,
you can take everyone you want.
let's be serious. The very large number of fighters you have on the ground are ISIS fighters coming from Syria, from Iraq, and the region.
Trump's approach still seems to surprise world leaders. This candid moment was captured at an evening reception. Showing that Trump's presence looms large over the alliance, even when he's not in the room. Evan Dyer, CBC News, London.
Trump and Trudeau covered a lot of ground in that photo op that turned into a 40-minute news conference, including their efforts to pass the new NAFTA. Trump indicated it's being held up in Washington by his political opponents.
We're trying to get Nancy Pelosi to put it up for a vote. You know, if it gets put up for a vote, it passes. But so far, she hasn't decided to do that.
U.S. Democrats have signaled they want changes to protect labor standards in Mexico, while the White House and Canada are eager to sew it up by year-end.
But no, we find a tremendous security problem with respect to Huawei.
Trump reiterated his suspicions about the Chinese telecom giant that's eager to collaborate on Western security networks. But he said Canada would make its own decision about whether to work with the company or ban it, as other allies have. Of course, China is furious with Canada for arresting a Huawei executive 1 year ago at the request of the United States, and it arrested 2 Canadians in response. Trump mentioned again today he has spoken to China on behalf of the prisoners.